Welcome to another OTG video. My name is Bert, your narrator for this adventure. We're here at the temporary fire station, number 2, for the Blaine County Fire Department here in Grapeseed. The original fire station burned down a few months ago, and the firefighters are running out of this makeshift facility. Engineer Charles Mainyard is working overtime at this Sleepy Hollow, the slowest firehouse in Blaine County. Hardly anything happens here. Charlie is just stretching his legs after watching 3 movies in the makeshift living quarters. The cook is almost ready to call them to eat. And there it is, the living shack, as they call it. The firefighters put some elbow grease into this unassuming structure and turned it into a very comfortable man cave-style hangout for the long, inactive days at Engine Company 2. Trust me, the inside is a hell of a lot better than the exterior. Charlie here is bouncing off the walls due to the inactivity today. It's early evening, and they haven't turned a wheel at all. Not one 911 call. The cook shopped yesterday and brought everything in when he reported to duty, so no road trip to the market. On some days, that's Engine 2's only trip of the shift.
Engine 2 with San Andreas Hospital Network Medic 100 respond to the injury. At the O'Neill Ranch, use Buggy Whip Road to access from Saddle Lane. Reported to be a skill saw injury with partial amputation. Timeout 1927, incident number 629, Central clear.
MDC message from Central says Sheriff Air, Rescue 5, and the Hospital Network air ambulances are busy, and to notify them at the first sign of a med evac so they can alert Fort Zancudo.
Engine 2, second call from reporting party. We're going to get you an air med evac started due to the delay using Zancudo.
Engine 2, roger. We're almost on scene.
The problem here in Blaine County is there are no trauma centers. So anything that is very critical and life-threatening is airlifted to a trauma center in Los Angeles Metro. The 2 services for that are busy, so the military is being called up for the job. The victim was using a skill saw without the blade guard to cut a piece of wood. The saw kicked back into his right thigh and sliced his left hand as he instinctively reached to stop it. The blade sliced his hand open, starting at the webbing between his ring and middle fingers to the middle of the palm. He's lost a considerable amount of blood, however. The other ranch hands applied combat application tourniquets to both his wrist and leg above both wounds. The thigh wound is about 2 inches deep and 7 inches long. The patient is in a lot of pain, described by him to the first responders as a 10 out of 10.
Engine 3, Helispot Manager. Sandy Shores Airfield. U.S. Marines are the transporting company. Contact VMM 364 on AirGuard 9. TAC Channel 27, Engine 2 on scene at Incident 629, and requesting. You are also assigned Incident 629. Your time of alarm is 1957. Central clear.
Different dispatcher due to the shift change at Central Communications. Now that the patient has been transferred to the Marines and the U.S. Navy Hospital Corpsman on board the V-22 Osprey. The destination is Mount Zona Trauma Center. The patient has been given some fentanyl IV for the pain, his wounds irrigated with saline to remove the debris after the bleeding was stopped, and bandaged. The vital signs are stable at this time. We got an extra crew member here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.